Namaste from Dipesh. Today we are entering volume 2 of my YouTube series Power of Low Code Logic, and today we are going to learn another common business scenario which we utilize in using Power Automate, sending an email but with an HTML table from retrieve set of records, and we are going to style it as well. And Dipesh from Ani Business Applications MVP, MCT, co-founder and also an author. Power 365 as usual guys, let's quickly get into action. And yeah, before we start the action, do not forget to subscribe and share if you like this particular information. Here in our first example, what we are going to do, we are going to retrieve a list of contacts, and I have not put a filter just for the simplicity of the example. We are going to create a HTML table and then send it out to email, and we are going to look at the outcome. So this will at least justify the logic, and then we will see how the outcome looks. Thereafter, we will further fine tune this particular flow. I have kept another copy of the flow, and we'll see how to apply styling and what is the outcome. So let's get going. First of all, what we'll do, we'll run this particular flow. So I'll just click on test manually. I'll do a save and test. Alright, so I have triggered run flow, and this flow is in running state as you can see behind me on the screen and has run successfully. Now about the outcome, we are just quickly going to look at the outcome. I'm going to project it over on the screen real quick. So it is the outcome of the first flow that we have just tried. So we get a list of contacts, alright, from the trial database that I have. However, you can look at the formatting, it's not that great, right? And it is not meaningful in a real world situation to apply this kind of a email formatting or a table which will come out to the end user. So first of all, what we'll try to understand is the logic of how this one can be achieved, and thereafter we'll see how styling can be applied on top. So let us understand the logic of the first flow example that we run without the styling and how the HTML table was formed and sent out. So we are manually triggering the flow, which is not that much of relevance in a real world situation. It can be a trigger, any kind of trigger which Power Automate provides. I'm doing a list rows on all contacts. You might filter it if you want to, or select multiple kind of record types and combine them together. Then I'm using a select statement from the value that is obtained in the last step from the list rows, and I'm mapping each of the element to the corresponding element, right? So for example, name I map to full name, job title, city I map to address one city, pretty straightforward. And then I'm using create HTML table to use the output from the select step and putting it over here. This will convert it and create it into an HTML table. And I'm using a Gmail connector in my example, but you can very well use anyone that you want. And then I'm just putting the output of my previous step, which is the HTML table one, right in here, right? So this is how the logic is developed. Now let's quickly go and try another example where we want to apply styling. So I'm just going to go into another flow. So here behind me, I have kept another copy of the flow with the styling element applied. So the logic of the first one and this is a bit only different in the styling element and how it is applied to the email body, right? So let's quickly go and expand this particular step, which is a bit different from the last one that we were studying, add styling. So what I have taken, I have just taken a styling input box, and then I have applied custom style tags into that HTML tags. You can find plenty of them on internet, and then you can apply the kind of formatting you want. Whatever you'll apply here will reflect into the HTML table formatting later on. And then this add styling element, the first thing in the body has to be the add styling element output. So I've applied output add styling over here, and then this is what we are going to run, and we'll see the output next. So here is the outcome of our second example. As you can see, this is way more meaningful where proper formatting has been applied, and this I can use in really sending out the custom tables in a HTML format if I need to, using Power Automate to my end users, right? I have kept a bit more width, and I have zoomed in a bit more. But obviously, if we go back looking into this area, you can see that city and other things are also getting formatted, right? So I've zoomed it just so that the mailbox is not visible very clearly, but I just wanted to focus more on the HTML table outcome. So I hope this video has been useful for you and you can utilize that in your ongoing implementations. Power 365 as usual, till we meet in the next volume. For any of your implementations or work regarding Power Platform or Dynamics 365, feel free to get in touch or inbox me.